Good morning, guys. Welcome to the Positive Drive, episode 14. Yeah, it's been a while. We missed a couple of days, but yes, it's nice to be back, by the way. So, in the Positive Drive, we always focus on the positive things that we can do in order to survive and thrive in this difficult times, and also to really to focus on ourselves, our inner selves, on how to really combat the enemies that sometimes are just in our mind. So sometimes our biggest enemy is ourselves, diba? Usahay, it's our negative thoughts that can lead to the wrong actions, mistakes, or even make situations worse. So sometimes the fear will make us rattled, or even at worst not really rattled, more on the fear makes us do nothing because we're resigned na marabag, heck, why would I strive, ay na lang, di na, I just wanna procrastinate, just watch movies, read novels, or watch YouTube instead. So mana, it's how na lang. So on this drive, we talk about acknowledging or accepting the situation. I mean, the first step in solving anything or making ourselves better is to acknowledge that there's a problem, to acknowledge na natin pagkukulang, to acknowledge that we have faults that we can, and also to acknowledge that we can change, we can do something about it. Diba? Kinahanglan i-acknowledge yun nato na may problema. I-accept nato na yes, we have weaknesses that needs to be solved, let's say. Diba? I-acknowledge nato, because if we don't acknowledge the right situation, if we don't evaluate yung tarong man na unsay situation, then how can we solve or how can we improve kung para nato anam day problema, diba? Or para nato there's nothing needed to be changed. So mabitan ng ubang businesses, they always do a SWOT analysis, as they call it, because they want to evaluate their strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So basically it's all about knowing themselves and knowing their enemies as well. So I'm gonna key to winning, knowing yourself and knowing your enemies. So to be able to know yourself, you have to acknowledge your own strengths, weaknesses, then also acknowledge the situation at present. For example, right now you lost a job. Yeah, so you lost a job because, let's say you work in the hotel industry. You lost a job because the situation won't allow you to work. I mean, tourism is it's like dead. Into naghingalo siya, they're trying their best to but it's a reality that a lot of people in the tourism industry lost jobs, lost opportunities, lost income. Some probably would wala yung trabaho because we don't have guests, especially guests from abroad. Then ang modern hotel rooms are pretty cheap. By the way, pretty cheap ang hotel rooms, that you have to check out the Great Cebu sale. There are a lot of good deals among hotels, like sa Bay Hotel na sila 10-10 ng per person, for example, per room. Imagine that. And there's one in Marco Polo, tagpila na to, 3,999 plus 100 kung additional night. There's so many good things. Good promos. Pero muna, ang point lang nakuha na hotels are not charging as much. So meaning ang ilang revenues for sure are less than ideal. So they will need less manpower. They probably gonna cut sweldo if ever. Kung dili sila mag-reduce og manpower, most likely na yung mga nakuha og sweldo. Pero mana, you have to acknowledge the situation. For example, you just lost a job because you were in that industry. You acknowledge the situation na mauna. na you have to accept it na hey, this is the reality, but you also have to see na hey, this is also me. I have skills on this, I have cooking skills, I have blah blah blah, I have resources. So diba, di ta mo give up, pero we have to be also manang to be able to really succeed. Also we have to see the situation correctly. Manang we accept and acknowledge magna first thing. Kaya pareho rin as mindfulness, for example, but no, don't judge. Na we have to be mindful of the situation. Na maon see it in a realistic lens. While positive ta, pero kinanglan ang first step sa nato towards changing or solution is to acknowledge the problem, see the problems, and then slowly make plans to be able to adjust or solve the problem. So let's say karon, let's say traffic, you acknowledge that there's traffic, then it's either you make a U-turn, you make a detour, you make your own solutions. Kaysa mag-steam, mag-syagit ng kanya, maglagot-lagot ka. Well, you can do that, but you know there are actions that will not lead to would not lead to the solution. You can do that. Pwede ta mag-init-init ugo, pwede ta maglagot, pwede ta mabusina, but you know, if you look at it in a neutral lens, you will see na, you will know that what you are doing would be useless, di ba? So parang kung di ta mo acknowledge, di ta mo dawat sa sitwasyon, di na to siya i-embrace na mo na ang sitwasyon, ang lisod yun tag pangita o paagi na masulbad ang tanan. Okay? So muna, so mag-revolve na, especially now, for example, you wanna change, let's acknowledge that. Let's say you wanna, me for example, I wanna lose weight, let's acknowledging that one, I'm overweight. So okay, so you have to lose weight, and then being overweight could lead to, you know, na daghang health implications. So you should kinahanglan imo aso to lang lawaton, di ba na you're not getting any younger, and being overweight has a lot of health implications. Then you have to find a way. So katuha amo to. Then next, you have to acknowledge that you have a lot of unhealthy habits. For example, mukhaon kung bisag unsa, I eat too much, I love food so much. For example, I eat junk foods, I eat chocolates, I basically eat anything, and most likely I eat kanang dagko akong portions. So we acknowledge that na hey, sometimes kani atong problema usay na atong isolve. You wanna be healthier, dako imong lawas, ganahan ka mong kuan. Sometimes the problem that we are trying to solve, you realize that sometimes it's caused also indirectly by us, na natay mga habits, natay what you call it, mga actions that is actually causing the problem. So for example, sa overweight, natay for example, kanang hilig kagkaon, sige kuan, di ka mag-exercise, nagkuan, di ka batong sayo, diba? And also, yes, sometimes sad ka, let's say, sometimes sadness can make you eat, basig depressed ka, diba? There are root causes of problems, and slowly but surely, yes, masulbad rin ato. So manang sa ato sa lang sulbaron hinay-hinay kanang we have to know also the different problems, the different implications, the different one na marabag ang deeper and the deeper problem para makuha nimo. Acknowledge it. I mean, don't judge yourself because atong i-blame mo na kuan man ka kanabang, but don't be, I mean, what my what I'm saying is don't be too harsh on yourself. Sad, tambo ka kay oh yes, acknowledge lang, just being neutral lang na yes, tamo ka, nahilig kag kaon, tamo ka because kuan, but don't say na kuan ka, baboy ka, kuan, don't be too much to yourself. So the fact na galit na ni-acknowledge ka na nanay problem na you want to solve, it's kuan, it's the first step also, you know, na to a commitment na ganahan ka mo change, na ganahan ka mo improve, diba? So let's say, yeah, we start with that, diba? Then once you know unsay kinahanglan, no, so kaibahan man day ka na nakakaon, so you need to eat less, you need to eat the right food, you exercise, you do some, you know, positive things with your mind para ikuan mo yung mind, para dili kay ka negative, di kay ka man-depress. So I think slowly but surely you will be on your way. Of course, kinahanglan ginagdaghan na willpower, by the way, to make the first step, but that's another story. Katong the first step, or katong pagsugod yun, because normally ang pinakalisod mo ng pagsugod, but that would be on our next podcast about starting, restarting, resetting. But number one is to acknowledge first, because acknowledge and accept the situation, see the situation, see the problems, accept the causes, para kuan, para para seryoso juga, para you're taking it seriously to solve the case, to solve the situation. So mga guys, I really enjoyed, by the way, natas Billy Aurora. Ito na ako ipangita na ato ko pa doon sa water refilling station. Pero yes, mauna na hopefully guys, we will be able to, you know, progress to a more positive self, to a better self, and always believe in our dreams even if others won't. So next talk is about setting goals and then starting. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and listening. This is the 14th episode naman di ay sa atong The Positive Drive. Yeah, sige tag positive ani atong drive run, but because almost back to normal naman, but it doesn't mean na we can, since back to normal na nagta mo hunong na tag pag-improve, making ourselves better, di ba? So yes guys, if you have any tips, any suggestions, oh my goodness, hindi ta kaagi dere tuyok ta. If you have any tips and suggestions how we become better, happier, and have a, you know, more meaningful existence, let us know, because you know, maybe yes, I'll do my best also to learn from you guys, because kamamagin ang kuan, this is a continuous learning process, continuous improvement. We always believe in Kaizen, and we don't dominate knowledge. Kada bang dili ra kita ang nay knowledge ani sa anybody who had something na ni work before, and during their tough times, let me know how, para mana we can continue doing the positive drive with more tips, more effective tips, and more, you know, karang more shared life experiences and lessons. And see you guys on our next drive, and thank you so much for watching and listening once again. And kung wala mo subscribe na. And yes, bye.